This is Nandina Gulf Stream, and you're looking at one of the most common plants that I use. There's a number of reasons I'll get into, so let's get into it. So this is an evergreen shrub, and it has a nice compact habit. Typically these will get up to about 42 inches, maybe as high as 4 feet, but real easy to keep as low as 24 inches. And they only get about 16 to 18 inches wide. So one of the reasons I use this a lot, I'm a residential landscape architect, and I use this a lot in design because we get a lot of narrow planting areas, especially between walkways and the house or the building, that really need something narrow that's not going to outgrow the space. And as a designer, one of the things I'm always trying to do is use plants that are appropriate for where I've put them, so they don't become a maintenance issue for the homeowner. And this one really stays put. It's well behaved, let's say. It stays in that nice tight area around 18 inches wide and only gets about 3.5 feet tall, and it will sit there for 15-20 years or more and do exactly that. Secondly, as you're seeing here, there's a ton of interest in the foliage color. Now, I'm not sure what these red spots are about. This is in a nursery, so there may be something going on here I don't know about, but I've never seen that before, and these are really just low care, disease-free, maintenance-free plants. But in the winter, when it gets in the 20s especially, but even the lower 30s in our area, these turn orange and red, as you see in the photograph at the beginning of the video. So amazing winter color, and even though those leaves turn colors the way you see, they do not drop off. Even though they look like fall color, they stay on the plant all winter long. Then when it gets warm, you get a nice flush of green foliage. The newer tips come out at this nice color, and then typically they turn to this green that you see here. And they're very drought tolerant, actually. I've seen these used in a lot of locations where they're getting no water later on and they were handling it. Secondly, this is another great thing as a plant designer, is these are very versatile. I've put these in full shade and I've put them in full sun. They can take either one, even in extreme heat conditions like we have where it gets in the 90s during the summer. So very, very versatile plant in terms of how it's used. Nandinas in general, Nandina compacta and domesticum, can be invasive. They can sucker. I've never had that problem with this variety, so that's another thing, is this doesn't end up taking over an area and colonizing the way some of the other Nandinas can do. So as a designer, this is one you have to have in your arsenal. It's a very useful plant in many situations, and just really like this plant. So that's Nandina. Oh, by the way, most Nandinas are deer resistant. They're not 100%. I've seen deer trim these, but these are kind of in the 90 percentile reliable in deer situations. So you can feel pretty confident using these in deer areas. If you've got a really bad problem, check out one plant, put it out there and see what they do, but pretty good in a deer area. And that's Nandina Gulf Stream.